we meet again in the Duel on Mount Hua series. This time, we will discuss the storyline of the mini-series The Five Greats, which tells the story of the struggle for the Nine Yin scripture. But before watching this, I hope you have seen the other mini-series in the Duel on Mount Hua series, namely the mini-series Eastern Heretic and Western Venom, and the mini-series Southern Emperor and Northern Beggar. These two mini-series tell the story of 4 of the 5 greats. If you are still confused about the order of the series, please first watch the previous video, which discusses the chronological order of the series. Okay, now let's begin the story. On the borders of Xiliang, a mysterious force attacks the Jin clan's family home, slaughtering all its inhabitants. They are after the greatest secret in the martial world, the Nine Yin scripture. In the chaos, only a young girl named Jilan survives. A warrior appeared to save her, Wang Yao Shi, the ruler of Peach Blossom Island, known as the Eastern Heretic. Wang immediately took Jilan away. He knew this girl was more than just a victim. Her memories held clues to the Nine Yin scripture. At an inn, Zhoulan asked why Wang hadn't killed all the enemies who had slaughtered his family. Wang stated that killing would not erase grudges, it would only bring new problems. But that night, the enemies attacked again, and this time, Wang killed them all. Wang warned Zhoulan not to mention the Nine Yin scripture lightly, as many were vying for it. Wang then revealed his reason for pursuing the book. His wife had been poisoned by yin poison, and her life would be short. In the Nine Yin scripture, there was a chapter on healing that might save her life.
A few days later, Huang received news that his old friend, Ouyang Feng, was seriously ill at the White Camel Mountain. You can see the story of Huang Yao Shi and Ouyang Feng's friendship in the video Eastern Heretic and Western Venom. Ouyang had once saved Feng Heng, Huang's wife, so Huang decided to help Ouyang this time. He decided to head to Beitua Mountain Manor with Jilan despite the dangers of the journey. Jilan began to see another side of this man feared by many. Beneath his eccentric demeanor and extraordinary strength, Huang was simply a husband fighting tooth and nail for love. For him, the Nine Yin scripture was his wife's only light in the darkness. Huang Yao Shi and Jia Lan finally arrived at White Camel Manor, the headquarters of the notoriously eccentric Ouyang family. There, they were greeted by Ouyang Chun, the older brother of Ouyang Feng, the Western poison. Shocking news emerged. Ouyang Feng was said to have died from recklessly practicing the forbidden skill, toad stance skill, which had caused him to injure himself. However, as Huang paid his respects before the coffin, he immediately noticed something strange. The burning incense smelled of poison. With his sharp instincts, he concluded Ouyang Feng was still alive.
Sure enough, Huang was trapped. He was not only attacked, but also poisoned, rendering him unconscious. He was imprisoned in the dungeon alongside Ouyang Feng, who was still alive, though weak and chained. Huang channeled his inner energy to free Ouyang Feng. In return, he asked Ouyang to guard Jilan while he healed himself. Ouyang Chun intended to hand Jilan over to the Ming sect, a mortal enemy from the western region, in exchange for the freedom of his captive son. For Ouyang Chun, family was more important than honor. But for Ouyang Feng, it was a grave betrayal. A confrontation between the brothers was inevitable. Ouyang Feng accused his brother of selling out the honor of White Camel Manor. Ouyang Chun retaliated angrily, eluding the Feng's decision to exhume their father's grave to learn the forbidden frog technique.
The technique was powerful but extremely vicious, potentially causing bodily harm, a risk their father had forbidden them from learning. A fierce battle broke out in the manor courtyard. Ouyang Chun's snake technique clashed with Ouyang Feng's frog technique. Ouyang Feng's frog technique proved to be stronger than the snake technique. Ouyang Chun fell, while Feng took the sacred snake staff, the symbol of White Camel Manor's power. Ouyang Feng now stood as leader. He declared that White Camel Manor would not submit to the Ming cult. Although many of his followers were women and children, he vowed to resist oppression. But when the Ming cult forces invaded, a harsh reality set in. The defenses collapsed, and one by one his followers were killed. The Ming sect was also searching for the girl who was the living map of the Nine Yin scripture. However, Ouyang refused to reveal her whereabouts. As a result, the Ming sect continued to kill people there. Ouyang was stunned, but unable to resist. In the midst of defeat, Huang Yao Shi reappeared. He had tamed the poison in his body, and with full force, he took action. A fierce battle rocked the courtyard of White Camel Manor. The enemy retreated upon learning of Huang Yaoshi's prowess. White Camel Manor survived, but Ouyang Feng became even more ambitious. Knowing Jialan is the key to the Nine Yin scripture, he deceives Huang Yaoshi and kidnaps Jialan. Meanwhile, in southern China, Duan Zhixing, ruler of the small kingdom of Dali, abandons his throne to pursue his concubine, Liu Ying, or Yinggu, who has run away. For Duan, love is mixed with obsession, to the point where he is willing to abandon his duties as a king for personal ambition. But deep down, Duan also yearns for the Nine Yin scripture. He believes that by mastering it, he can become the strongest warrior in the martial world. His desire is not only to protect the kingdom, but also to fulfill his own vanity, to prove that a king can rule the martial world. During his wanderings, Duan meets a commoner named Gao Eng. This man lives in poverty, his family destroyed by a border war. He deeply despises rulers who are only concerned with vying for power, while the common people become the victims. As soon as he realized the person before him was the king of Dali, he attacked Duan, but his attack was thwarted. Gao Eng's words struck Duan Zhixing's heart. He fell silent for a long time, realizing the bitter truth he had been ignoring. For years, he had been busy pursuing martial arts, searching for his concubine, and forgetting the suffering of his own people. In that instant, his heart was shaken. His ambitions changed direction. From that day on, Duan Zhixing made a vow. If he found the Nine Yin scripture, he would not use it for himself. He would train the Dali soldiers so they could better protect the people. Meanwhile, Liu Ying, concubine Duan, and her attendants spotted Ouyang Feng carrying Jialan. She overheard Ouyang Feng's plan to poison all the inn guests if Jialan didn't reveal his secret. Jialan, unwilling to see anyone harmed, drank the deadly poison. Concubine Liu intended to help Jialan, but they proved no match for Ouyang Feng. When they were desperate, Duan Zhixing came to their rescue. A fight ensued between Duan Zhixing's one-yong finger and Ouyang Feng's toad stance skill.
得罪了，但兵是想要真经吗？
After defeating Ouyang, Duan and her concubines took Jialan to Quanzhen to seek help from Central Divine King Wang Chongyang to remove the poison from Jialan's body. On the way, concubine Liu accused Duan of prioritizing the martial arts, neglecting her and failing to help her dying child. She also said she wouldn't run away if Duan taught her the one-yang finger. The encounter left a deep scar. Duan realized that searching for the scriptures wouldn't heal his personal wounds, but for the sake of his people, he couldn't give up. While the Eastern Heretic Huang Yao Shi, the Western Venom Ouyang Feng, and the Southern Emperor Duan Zhixing were searching for the Nine Yin scripture, the Northern martial arts world was in an uproar. Han Qigong, the leader of the Beggar clan who held the title of Northern Beggar, received news of the Nine Yin scripture's emergence from his subordinate, who was actually a Ming sect protector who had infiltrated the Beggar clan. He informed him that Jialan, the living map to the Nine Yin scripture, was at Xiangyang Temple, the headquarters of Quanzhen. However, his true goal was to sow discord between the Beggar clan and the Quanzhen Sect. Upon arrival at the temple, Hongqi demanded that the 7 Quanzhen elders hand over Jialan. He wanted to use the scripture to fight the invaders who were seeking to take over the Song state. However, the elders refused. The argument escalated into a fight.
今天我们丐帮也来了7位，打吧。 During the duel, the impostor shot a poisoned needle at a Beggar's clan elder, killing him on the spot. Hongqi was furious, believing Quanzhen was playing foul. The elders defended themselves, claiming that Quanzhen upheld their honor and would never use poison. But the enraged Hongqi didn't believe them and attacked them. The impostor seized this opportunity. He assumed the guise of the fake Hongxi and went to Duan Zhixing, pretending to treat Jialan's poison, but his real goal was to kidnap her. He asked to be left alone so he could concentrate on healing Jialan. Concubine Liu was worried, but Duan assured him that Hongqi was a good man and an old friend. However, Concubine Liu's suspicions were confirmed when the rear window was heard opening and Jialan was gone. Duan pursued him, and when Huang Yao Shi appeared to help him, the impostor fled. Meanwhile, Jialan was found by Duan's concubine. In the main hall, the impostor entered and a commotion ensued, as there were now 2 Hongxis. They each claimed to be the real one. The Beggar's party members and elders were confused and began to doubt the real Hongxi. A fierce battle ensued between the 2 Hongxis.
Huang Yao Shi appeared, having uncovered the secret of the disguised Ming cult member. His goal was clear. He was trying to pit the martial arts against each other. The real Hong Qi, enraged, immediately attacked the impersonator. Cornered, the impersonator pulled out his poison needle again. The attack was deflected by Huang Yao Shi, who then showed the evidence to everyone. Just as the impersonator was about to flee, Ouyang Feng appeared and killed him. It was a personal revenge, as he recognized the man who slaughtered the Ouyang family's White Camel Manor army.
Ouyang Feng's arrival escalated the situation, demanding that Jialan be handed over to him. Soon, another group of martial artists arrived, demanding the same thing. All parties were now targeting Jialan, the life map of the sacred scripture.
At Chongyang Temple, the legendary Wang Chongyang, founder of the Quanzhen Sect, nicknamed the Central Divine, appeared. He realized that all the great martial artists had come to him with the same goal, to obtain the Nine Yin Scripture. Wang Chongyang opened the conversation with a deep, authoritative voice. He reminded them that since the book's inception, hundreds of warriors had died to seize it. The knowledge it contained was not only power, but also a curse. The more people pursued it, the greater the suffering it would cause. Duan Zhixing lowered his head, his heart wrestling between his responsibility as king and his personal wounds. Qigong, meanwhile, stood firm, asserting that the common people should not continue to be victims of colonial rule. Ouyang Feng smiled sarcastically. For him, power was everything. Wang Yao Shi remained silent. He knew the words were true, but he wanted the book to heal his wife. Seeing everyone's eagerness for the book, Wang Chongyang finally made a decision. 3 days from now, a decisive duel would be held on Mount Hua. Whoever won would be crowned the #1 warrior and hold the Nine Yin Scripture. Ouyang Feng approached Wang Yao Shi to offer cooperation. He knew Wang only wanted the book's healing power to save his wife. However, Wang refused. To him, Ouyang Feng was a traitor who had harmed him in order to kidnap Jialan. He preferred to fight alone. Duan Zhixing met with Hong Qi and asked him to withdraw from the duel, as he wanted the scripture to train Dali warriors. Hong Qi refused, having already promised the Beggars' Party that he would fight for the scripture.
Meanwhile, in his meditation chamber, Wang Chongyang learned that this duel was not just about the scripture, but also about the future of the martial arts world. And he himself must prepare, for he too will be taking to the ring to win this battle and prevent the scripture from falling into the wrong hands. 3 days had passed, and the battle on Mount Hua that would determine the legend of the 5 greats was about to begin. At the summit of Mount Hua, dozens of martial artists began competing. Ultimately, Wang Yao Shi, Ouyang Feng, Duan Zhixing, Qigong, and Wang Chongyang were selected as the 5 greats. Duan Zhixing faced Hong Qi. Duan Zhixing's one young finger met Hong Qi's 18 Dragon-Subduing Palms. In the end, Duan won by a narrow margin, but Hongqi accepted defeat with a loud laugh. Next, Wang Yaoshi faced Ouyang Feng. Wang Yaoshi was knocked into a ravine by Ouyang Feng's toad stance skill. However, with his skill, Wang managed to climb back up and strike back at Ouyang Feng. Duan Zhixing, having defeated Hongqi, advanced to face the central divine Wang Chongyang, founder of the Quanzhen Sect. However, Huang Yao Shi suddenly appeared and attacked him. Wang Chongyang immediately realized that Huang Yao Shi was under the influence of negative energy. Using his inner strength, Wang Chongyang managed to bring Huang back to his senses. Meanwhile, Ouyang Feng, dissatisfied with his defeat, attempted to seize the box containing the scriptures. However, when he opened it, it was empty. Wang Chongyang had deliberately not brought the scriptures, as he knew from the start that not all warriors would readily admit defeat.
As they debated, 3 Ming sect protectors and their leaders suddenly appeared. Also present was Ouyang Chun, Ouyang Feng's older brother, who had apparently been forced to join the sect because his son was held captive by the Ming sect. The Ming sect leader explained that he had read and studied the entire Nine Yin scriptures. 3 years ago, he deliberately spread the scriptures throughout the martial arts world to encourage warriors to kill each other to seize them. Their goal was to pit all the warriors against each other and then dominate the martial arts world.
The sect leaders even revealed their respective secrets. Wang Yaoshi only wanted the healing chapter of the scripture, but there was actually no cure for his wife's illness in the scripture. Duan Zhixing wanted to train Dali warriors with the scripture, but this would only lead to disaster, as the great kingdoms of Song, Jin, and Lao would unite to destroy Dali. Realizing the Ming sect's sinister intentions, the great warriors united against the Ming sect.
其欺人同样对苍生有害，你也要一一消灭，来除强扶弱，非难霸凌。世道堂皇，实则包藏祸心，先其无。
One by one, the Ming sect's protectors were defeated. However, the leader was too powerful. Even the 5 warriors could not defeat him.
Jia Lan suggested they join forces in a joint attack. They launched a final combined attack and killed the Ming sect leader. After the battle, the 5 figures chose their respective paths. Hongqi returned to the Beggar clan, determined to continue protecting the common people. Duan Zhixing decided to serve the people of Dali and abandon his personal ambitions as a monk. Ouyang Feng left with his nephew, Ouyang Chao's son. Huang Yao Shi returned to Peach Blossom Island, faithfully accompanying his wife. And Wang Chongyang, along with his junior apprentice, Zhou Bo Tong, kept the Nine Yin scripture to prevent further bloodshed. So it was a long journey leading up to the Duel of Mount Hua, when 5 of the greatest figures in the martial arts world met to fight for the Nine Yin scripture. From Huang Yao Shi, the Eastern Heretic who fought for his love and wife, Ouyang Feng, the Western Poison who pursued limitless power, Duan Zhixing, the Southern Emperor who awakened to his responsibility to his people, Qigong, the Northern Beggar who loyally defended the common people, to Wang Chongyang, the Middle Divine, the founder of Quanzhen who became the balance of all things. From that day on, the martial arts world knew them as the 5 Greats. But the story doesn't end there. From the Nine Yin scripture, a new story was born. Huang Yaoshi's disciple, Chaofeng, who had lost his way on a dark path, would become a crucial part of the series' continuation. And the story continues to unfold, leading up to the legendary tale of the Legend of the Condor heroes, with the main characters Jing, who later becomes Hongqi's disciple, and Rong, the brilliant daughter of Huang Yaoshi. Their story will open a new chapter in the martial arts world, one of love, friendship, betrayal, and the struggle against a great enemy that threatens the entire nation. Thank you for following this series to the end. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments. Who was your favorite warrior in the Duel of Mount Hua? And of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next installment of this series, the Nine Yin True Sutra, and the Legend of the Condor heroes. See you in the next video.